first virtual cooking class. We are so excited to be here. I'm here with my dear friend Trueman McGee, chief frontman of Funky Fresh Nation. Okay, we're here at the Sherman Phoenix. Hopefully, you've had his Funky Fresh spring rolls. If you haven't, you are in for a treat. Unfortunately, tonight we are not cooking his spring rolls. But before we get started, I just want to tell you a little bit about us in Milwaukee Public Library. So tonight is all about food literacy. We invite family and friends to come in, and we are providing programming so that families can come together around food and celebrate. So tonight we're making creamy Tuscan salmon with lemon cilantro cauliflower rice.
Yes.
Just a bit about me. I'm Raina Andrews, and I am the key food literacy curator for the Milwaukee Public Library Cargill Kitchen. This programming is sponsored by the Cargill Community Foundation. And so stay tuned, follow the Milwaukee Public Library, follow the Healthy Food Movement on social media for programming. We're doing this every month through September. And so each month we'll have a local celebrity chef. So
celebrity, I don't know about that.
You are a celebrity too. Everybody knows you, okay?
Really?
And so just for you guys to tune in, Trueman will, throughout his cooking class tonight, will have just a little bit of trivia for you. So you need to stay tuned. And if you're here in the lobby, you can see that he has hundreds of packages of spring rolls.
Yes.
How many varieties do you have now?
We have 25 and a half.
25 and a half.
I say a half because one of them we're still going back and forth on to make it 26.
Okay. So we say 26.
We say 26. That's a say it.
So I want you guys to tune in. This is being streamed live on Zoom and on Facebook. And so I'm going to get out of the way just here in a second. But you want to listen really closely because by the end, Trueman will give you the instructions.
Yes.
Well, let's just tell him now. How can you win some
If you listen throughout the program, we're going to give you a little trivia. And whoever types in the first correct answer is going to win a prize from Funky. Should I tell them yet?
Yeah, you can tell them.
You can win a pack of Funky Fresh spring rolls. We're going to pick two lucky winners who come up to the Sherman Phoenix anytime between Tuesday and Saturday, 11 to 6 p.m. and come pick up your pack of Funky Fresh goodness.
That's awesome. That is so generous. So
Yes.
I'm going to move out of the way. Folks, if you are
right.
tuning in from Zoom, be sure to type your comments into the section and I will shout them out to Trueman and he'll respond. And if you're on Facebook and you're live streaming this, you can shout out your questions as well and I'll do the same. So without further ado, I give you Mr. Trueman McGee.
Hello, everybody. Fresh and local ingredients when available. We have a location inside the Sherman Phoenix where we're at right now, but we're about to make our delicious Tuscan salmon, but we're also located in local grocers such as Outpost, Syndex, River Rest Co-op, West Atlas Cheese Shop, and much more. So if you want any more information on Funky Fresh, you can follow us on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, MySpace, Black Planet, Pinterest, every social media. We're everywhere. So enough about me. Well, let's just talk a little bit more about me and how I got here. So I've always loved to cook, even at a young age. At 6 years old, my mom let me cook in the kitchen, make scrambled eggs and different stuff. And she was the NPS teacher for 30 years. And in the summertime, she would cater. So I will always go to her catering events, and I see the way that food connected with people, and I just admired it. So I think it's amazing how at any event, good or bad, weddings, funerals, it's always food. Food is always that inanimate object. So I've always been, amazed by food. So in high school, I had an option to go to college or get into culinary school or become a sheet metal worker. But I chose being a sheet metal worker just because I didn't know anybody that was a chef. Even though I love to cook, I didn't know anybody. And that's why representation matters so much. It's important for people in the community to get out there and start business and chase their dreams because you never know who's inspiring you. So 10 years into my career as a sheet metal worker, I realized I was missing that passion in life and I needed to do something that was gonna motivate me to just live my dreams. So around 29, 30, as fate would have it, I just so happened to get laid off as a sheet metal worker, and I needed to create a new something in my life because I was laid off, unhappy, unemployed, and actually overweight at the time. So I started working out, eating healthy, and literally kale saved my life. Just eating mean green salads or sweet potato, black bean wraps, and just all these healthier options literally saved my life. So at the same time, I was working out and I lost a bunch of weight. I decided to not go back to being a sheet metal worker. And I started my first business called Getting Tired Fitness. So through Getting Tired Fitness, training people, I seen the need for healthier options, started bringing healthier food to the workouts, and that's how Funky Fresh was born. So essentially, we came up with different wraps, sweet potato, black bean wrap, put into a spring roll. It was amazing. Added more flavors, buffalo chicken and kale, chicken club, and we just went from there. That was in 2013. By the time 2018 happened or came along, we moved into our first restaurant, which is in the Grand Avenue Mall. From the Grand Avenue Mall, we moved into the Sherman Phoenix, and literally 600,000 spring rolls later, we're here at the Sherman Phoenix at local grocers and here to serve the community. So I'm ultra thankful to be able to just share my passion with food with you. So enough of talking. Let's get to the actual recipe. Creamy Tuscan salmon. You say, why creamy Tuscan salmon, spring rolls? Like, how did that correlate? Well, right before the pandemic happened, we were just creating healthier or just creating different dishes to go along with the spring rolls, or even just to give the spring rolls a break. And I came up with this creamy Tuscan salmon. I seen the recipe on Pinterest. I looked at one picture and I knew I could make it and even make it better. So that's kind of where it came from. We serve this every Friday at the Sherman Phoenix. So the same recipe you're going to get today is the same recipe we make every Friday. So you're getting restaurant quality, high quality, fresh food. So we're going to just go over the ingredients real quick. I got my salmon fillets. I think it's the camera over here, right? Boom. Boom. There we go. All right. Just let y'all know this is the first time Milwaukee Public Library is doing this. So we're going to get through all the kinks. And it would happen that out of all days, the heat went out at the Sherman Phoenix. So I might be a little sweating, but trust me, with no sweat, getting this food for the people in the crew. So I got our salmon fillets. Now these you can range anywhere from 6 to 8 ounces. I got these skin on. So I'm gonna show you a way how to get the skin off while we're cooking. If you got skinless, good for you. We also got our seasonings. I got garlic powder. I got onion powder, thyme. I got salt and pepper, just some basic seasonings. I got like 2 handfuls of fresh spinach. I got some sun-dried tomatoes. I got an onion, some garlic cloves, and some olive oil. So we do have some veggie broth that we're going to use for that. Right now I'm cooling it off. So then, sure.
How much veggie broth should they use?
So this is a good question. How much veggie broth do you use? Now, if you're like me and you go on Pinterest and you try to find recipes, they have a specific set, right? I would say this: any recipe on the planet is always based on you, on your taste buds, on your tolerances, what you like, what you don't like. So the veggie broth is essentially to make the cream loose. Okay, so if you like a thicker cream, you're gonna use less. If you like a watery cream, you're gonna probably use more. So I'm gonna use like 2.5 cups, maybe more, maybe less, but like I said, it all depends. So if you got like 4 cups, or if you got like a little a pint or a quart of veggie broth, you'll be fine. Okay, so we're good to go. If you got any questions, please feel free to type them in. We'll try to answer them as we go. So I like to start with my poultry, geez, I work with chicken. I'm gonna start with my protein, and I'm gonna do my garlic, onion. This is like Italian seasoning, salt and pepper. Now I think on the recipe I gave a certain amount, but what I like to do is I like to channel my ancestors, and my ancestors tell me if it's enough seasoning. So whatever seasoning you got on the recipe guide is probably correct. But for when I'm cooking, I like to channel my big mama, my G-ma, and all the mas that came before me, and the pas and the pawpaws, and I like to give them, let their energy come into my soul, and this is gonna be my soul food. All right, so I'm just gonna, I think the recipe say like a tablespoon. I'm gonna just go until I feel like it's enough. If you want a specific measurement, whatever the guide says, use that. So like I said, I'm just gonna season a little bit. I'm not adding too much of the Italian seasonings, and just a couple pinches of the salt because we don't want to over salt. And, you know, if you got high blood pressure, clearly you don't want to use too much salt. There's going to be salt in the broth and salt in cheese. So sometimes you got to just calculate where do you get your sodium from? You don't have to put all the salt into the proteins right away. You know, it's just going to essentially tenderize it, but it's salt and so many other things. So I'm just going to squirt it with some olive oil, and I'm going to mix this around. Now, ideally, if I was at home chilling in the Funky Fresh headquarters, I would let this sit for probably an hour just to kind of marinate. But since we're on the time crunch, I'm going to let it sit for as long as I can. Essentially, it's going to probably be like 10 minutes. And during that time, I'm going to do some other prep. Okay. And one of my keys is you got to just make love to your food. Okay. You got to just rub it and talk nice to it. Like, oh my God, you're going to be so good. I can't wait to enjoy you. You know, so that's where the love, I truly believe love from your body goes into your food. The reason I believe that is because my mom, she could make the same recipe as me. You can have the same ingredient. It could be the same scrambled eggs, same ingredients. And for whatever reason, mama's tastes way better than mine. It's just that love. Okay. So part of the secret is love. Okay. If you had a bad day, don't cook, just order takeout. Okay. But if you got a good day and you want to translate some of that love into your food, then go ahead and do it. But just know when you come to Funky Fresh, you're always getting food with love. I'm just washing my hands real quick. Any questions?
There is a question. Jacqueline is asking, what are the amounts for the spices? Not necessarily the sodium, but the spices.
Actually, you have to look on that guy. Is it on there? I think it's like I would say a tablespoon garlic, tablespoon onion, half tablespoon of the Italian season / thyme, and the salt. I just did some pinches. So that's probably like 2 teaspoons. So tablespoon garlic, tablespoon so I got 4 pieces, 4 pieces, tablespoon of garlic, tablespoon of onion. I got a half tablespoon of the Italian seasoning, and I got like probably 2 teaspoons of salt. Now, granted, everybody's salt is different. If you know salt and how it reacts with your body, kind of act accordingly. If you feel like it needs more salt, that's fine. We're going to taste the sauce and everything as we cook, so we'll be able to add more salt as we need. I'm just going to set this back here for 1 moment. Let it marinate for a second. So I got. Oh, cool. What up, Rain?
Hey, Rain. She was asking, is there any way will you eventually have your sauces in the store too?
Oh, Rain, guess what, girlfriend? Let me tell you. Oh, can I grab something? Can I run off camera? Give me 7 seconds. Boom. Okay. I got this drink. Bam! Oh, look at that. We got a prototype of our Funky Fresh sauce right there for you. Okay, is it available in stores yet? No, but things take time, okay? Things take time. You see that? Oh, so this is our Parmesan peppercorn. This is just basic. Doesn't have nutritionals on there yet, but eventually we're going to get our own printed bottles, and we're going to be competing head to head with Hidden Valley, with Sweet Baby Ray's. We coming for you, Ray. We coming for you, Ray. No, that's no high fructose, though. None of our stuff. Okay, I just wanted to say. Cleveland. What's up? Terry? Yeah. Is that my cousin, Terry? What's your last name? Oh, it's not. Okay, I got a cousin in Terry that lives around the area. I'm going to say, okay, Terry. All right, so we're moving on. We're going to get some of our dicing, some of our, now you're going to ask me, all right, you just put onion and garlic in the salmon. Why are you going to put more onion and garlic in there? Because that's where all the flavor is, okay? Don't ask these questions. This is just what the ancestors told me. Put onion and garlic in everything. All right. All right. So we're going to start with this onion, right? So the way I cut my onion is a lot of people peel it first, which is like it's the longest. It's very irritating to peel an onion when it's not cut. And I found this method. I don't know if it's scientifically proven, but they say if you cut through the onion and through the stem, it prevents it from bleeding, which prevents you from crying. We're going to see if I'm going to cry right now on national coverage, because I know people around the country is watching this, okay? I'm going to put it right to my eyes. Let's see. Not yet. So I cut it in half. Anytime you cut any produce, cut it flat so you can use the flat surface. Okay. A lot of times you cut sweet potatoes, they're big and bulky. They got like all different type of shapes. The sweet potatoes will be shaped like a pea. How do you cut something shaped like a pea? I don't know. You cut it and you get it to the flat surface. So what I do with the onion is I'm gonna cut it flat surface. I'm gonna just cut the tip off right there. And what's that gonna do? It's gonna make it infinitely easier to peel. Okay, so you can start with peeling your onions, and we're gonna cut about a half an onion. We may not use the whole half an onion, but you could use it later on. You could use it for breakfast. You could use it for lunch. Okay, I don't recommend putting the onion in the smoothie, but you could use it. That's all I'm saying. All right, so I got my onion flat. It's nice and peeled. Can y'all see this okay? Did I move anything? All right, so what I like to do again, wait, first, I'm gonna take one step back, okay? All right, knife safety, okay, knife handling. What I like to do, a lot of times people hold knives like this, like they're Michael Myers, okay? No, you're not Michael Myers, okay? You're Donna. Be Donna, don't be Michael Myers. Or be Terry from Cleveland, okay? So what I'm gonna do is pointer finger, thumb on the blade. My other 3 fingers are gonna rest on the handle. And what that is, it's just the best grip for a blade. A lot of times people do this too, where they put the finger on the blade, which this is like a personality thing. It's like, I want to get cut, so I'm gonna just put this finger right there. It's okay. Okay, the knife is not your friend. It's a tool for destruction or for victories, but we're gonna use it for amazing food. Pointer finger, thumb, 3 blades, three fingers on the handle. And what I'm doing is I'm going forward and down. Okay, always forward and down, and then the opposite hand is just going to grip the food. Middle finger in front, other fingers hiding behind the middle finger, right? But what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna slice it just a few times, and we're gonna dice these. Okay, so I'm making small little incisions horizontally and vertically. I'm not gonna cut all the way through it either. If I cut all the way through it, it's gonna kind of fall apart. So I'm just cutting that, and then now watch what happens. That nice, small, beautiful 1/4-inch dice. The same thing. I'm gonna flip it. I'm gonna cut it. We're gonna use probably most of this onion, probably. So however you cut it that way. That's fine. Just don't cut your fingers off, because Tuscan salmon and middle finger does not taste delicious. Trust me, I know. All right, so I got my onion cut, diced. I'm gonna just kind of push that out the way. Get you like a system set up. Okay, I'm teaching my son how to cook now, so we're working on the basic knife skills, and we're working on cleaning up as you cook. That's such a great thing to do. Okay, it just saves time, because once you're done cooking, after you ate this amazing meal, the last thing you want to do is clean up. So just kind of clean up as you go. So I got some garlic cloves. I got 4. You can use minced garlic, or you can use garlic cloves. That's fine. I'm gonna just cheat for time, and I got this garlic press. I'm just gonna put one in there, and bam, nice and easy. If you're not fancy like me and don't got a garlic press, be jealous. No, just kidding. Just cut it by hand. I'll show you how to cut the last one by hand. So I just cut these 3 for time purposes. And then the last one, I'm just going to show you real quickly. So got a piece of garlic. All I do is cut into strips. Be careful now. The garlic is really small. Same thing. Get it to a flat side, just like you do anything, and just slice. And then from there on, you just dicing it, and you could move your hand out the way and dice it as small as you could get it, okay? If you got the pre-minced garlic, it's okay, but nothing better than fresh ingredients, okay? Quality matters. All garlic isn't created the same. If you get fresh garlic cloves, it's not going to taste like the garlic that's minced in the oil with the with the ascorbic acid, swimming in the ascorbic acid. Okay, boom. And now we're gonna just go quickly. Let's see. I want that salmon just to cook. Actually, you know what? We're gonna kill two birds with one stone. Okay. Actually, Peter said we can't say that, so I'm gonna feed two birds with one scone. That's what Peter told me to say. All right. So we're gonna get our skillet turned on. We're gonna put it at a medium temperature. I got two skillets because one of them I'm gonna make cilantro. It was supposed to be lime, but it's gonna be lemon cauliflower rice, and the other one we're gonna make the salmon. So turn on one skillet. If you're doing both, you could just use two skillets. But if you just want to do it separately, that's fine too. So I got my skillet on. It's gonna be at a medium temperature. We got any other questions so far? Nope. Okay. So I got my medium skillet on. I'm just going to drizzle for shizzle, a little bit of olive oil, not much, because I already got olive oil in the marinade. And I'm gonna start to cook that once I see and feel the heat come up. I'm gonna start to cook that. So right now we're gonna work on our cauliflower, cilantro, used to be lime, now it's currently lemon rice. So simple as this. Cilantro or cauliflower, another vegetable that you could get local. You could grow this in your backyard. I got some cauliflower growing right now. I cannot wait until it's finished. Anybody in the comments, anybody watching, tell me what you're growing. We got any farmers in there? Any green thumbs in the house? Tell me what you are growing. So this cauliflower didn't grow in my backyard yet, but I'm gonna make the same meal probably July, August, and it's gonna be all from the back of my house. Hey. Also, I want to know where people are from. Put where you're from. Is it just all Milwaukee? You got one Cleveland? Anybody else from out of town? What side of town you live on? I want to know about you. I'm telling you all my business, and I'm just talking to a camera. Who's behind the camera? Where are you from? Tell me. While you do that, I'm going to move some stuff out the way. And this is another cheat because I don't want to say I'm lazy.
From the east side,
Vanessa, what's up? Vanessa. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to use the skillet as a cutting board, okay? I won't cut on the skillet because you don't want to cut on the skillet for obvious reasons. But for cleanup reasons, I'm going to just keep my shredder inside the skillet. And, I should have told you, you need a shredder. Sorry, a cheese grater, I should say. If you don't have a cheese grater, you could literally just chop. Maybe I might do half and half. Maybe not. Maybe I'll do half and half, just in case you don't got a cheese grater. So cheese grater, simple as that. I'm just grating my cauliflower head in the pan, or if you don't like, I thought this had rubber feet. It doesn't. Since it doesn't have rubber feet, I'm just going to kind of do it above here. And watch out for this cheese grater. If you haven't cut your knuckles on a cheese grater, you're lucky. Okay. I've noticed that my skillet is about ready. I'm going to turn it down a little bit. All we need is a medium temperature. Okay, you don't want it to get too hot because you don't want it to burn. Simple as that.
So I can get things together. We have Ann, who's growing sugar snap peas, green beans, carrots, peppers, eggplant, and tomatoes.
Whoa, Ann.
Go ahead, Ann. Then we have Kate. She's growing herbs inside a nice-floor condo. Nice spot. Nice. She's representing the east side.
East side in the house. Okay, that's beautiful. Love to hear it. Okay, so I got my my salmon started. Like I said, medium temperature. I want to just slowly cook this. I'm not in a hurry to cook the salmon, okay? Salmon's not in a hurry either. It's not going anywhere. All right, so if you do have the skin on your salmon, I recommend you cooking the skin side down first. Okay, if you got skinless salmon, good for you. You were smart, unlike me. But it's been told that the skin holds a lot of flavor. So if you got skin, it's no big deal. Just cook the skin side down, because once we flip it, we're going to peel that skin off and keep it going. So as you can see, I got some of my cauliflower started already. It looks pretty good. Simple. All you need is a cheese grater and cauliflower. All right, we cut some carbs from traditional rice, even though I love some rice. Who else love rice? everybody, right? But rice just don't love us as much.
So one of our home chefs actually bought some frozen cauliflower.
Smart, smart.
Not a mistake, huh?
No, was it Green Giant? If it's Green Giant brand, theirs is actually pretty solid. It's just literally frozen, shredded cauliflower. I'm not mad at it, but ain't nothing like the fresh stuff. All right. Yeah, yeah, that's cool. I just wanted to show because a lot of times people figure like, hey, what should I do? It's easy. Once you cook it, it's so easy to peel off. So simple as that. I ain't gonna go too crazy because I don't want to cut my knuckle. All right.
Terry from Facebook always speaking is asking, do you prefer salmon in a skillet or oven?
For this skillet, because we're gonna use the juices to make the sauce. And if you put it in the oven, depending on what temperature and where you're at, possibly altitude-wise, it can make the salmon a little drier. So I like and this pan searing it. So if you're cutting the cauliflower by hand, I just cut it into little strips. Simple as that. And all you're gonna do is just dice it down. Simple, like literally. Like I said, cheese grater clearly is easier. This method is just more cutting. All right, so I'm just going to stop right there. So y'all know the purpose because that's a lot of work, and I'm doing good. And I'm sweating all over the place. So right, this is like 2 servings maybe. Actually, it's going to shrink down some. I'm gonna cut. I won't be lazy. All right. So one thing you have to do as a cook is you have to use all your senses. Okay. You have to smell. You have to see. You have to even hear. I can hear when the salmon is starting to get overcooked. It starts to pop really hard and fast, and then you can see the smoke, and maybe you can smell it too.
Hey, we got Josie from the north side in the house.
Josie, what's up,
B.
Josie?
Clark from the North Shore.
Who was that from North Shore?
B. Clark.
B. Clark?
Yep.
Okay. Thank y'all for tuning in. All right, I'm going to just kind of, as you can see, cutting the cauliflower by hand is a lot more work. That's why you just grab a cheese grater. I'm gonna do half that. Okay. So check your salmon if you haven't. I'm gonna check mine. And let's see, it's probably not ready. It's getting there. So once that skin gets a little golden brown, look at that. Easy as Sunday morning. Okay? Get the skin off as easy as Sunday morning. So my salmon is kind of thick. Okay, it's thick with 3 C's. It's thick. Like you gotta put an extra. It's thick. So what I might have to do is flip it and cook it on several sides. So I'm gonna show you again. That skin is so easy. I can do it with my eyes closed. Look at that. What is it happening? Boom. Eyes closed. It's just peeling off. Okay. Be careful of that little bottom part sometimes. So I'm gonna save that because I might snack on that the end a little later. Got it on that medium. Look at that. Look how easy it comes off. Easy. I don't gotta use a knife or anything. But I'm cooking it at a low, not low, but medium. Frozen salmon, it's fine. What about it? What's the question? Yeah. I mean, if I was rich enough to buy all fresh food, then I probably would. But sometimes, it might be more convenient. The price might be different. Fresh salmon is gonna be it's gonna be significantly more expensive than frozen. But frozen salmon works just as great. The recipe we use at Funky Fresh is with frozen salmon. We used to use all fresh salmon, so I started looking at our grocery bill like, oh, Jesus Jones, right? So fresh salmon is fine.
We have a home chef chiming in, Crystal, all the way from River West, Milwaukee.
River West, what's up?
First-time gardener, and her lettuce and collards are growing amazing.
Wow. Collards, okay. Okay, I got some kale going. Of course, kale, yeah. I got some Sweet potato, literally everything we use at the restaurant I got growing in my house. I got sweet potatoes. I have collards too. I got broccoli, cauliflower, red cabbage, green cabbage, peppers, jalapenos, habaneros. I just went too crazy. I think I don't have enough space. Like they starting to grow up and they need some elbow room. You saying?
Yeah. We have another question. Peta is asking, does she put olive oil in the skillet for the rice?
Well, that's what I was telling her right now. So with the rice, I got it all cut down. I got it on like a medium temperature again, maybe a little medium high. And I'm just adding olive oil to it. And I'm gonna add like a pinch of salt as well. Or I might say like a couple teaspoons of salt. And I'm starting to, it's literally the cauliflower rice is just cauliflower and salt right now. This is actually salt and pepper, but salt is fine too. As you can see, and the cauliflower absorbs a decent amount of oil, so you might have to add more. You don't want to add too much though. If you change the cauliflower's color when you add oil, it's too much. It's too much. So it still should be fairly white. If it's like a different color now, that means you added too much of olive oil. So right now, what I'm gonna do is just toss the cauliflower in the oil and the sea salt for right now. Okay. So if you got a lime, good for you. I forgot a lime. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna get that ready. I'm gonna cut my lemon in half because I'm gonna squeeze some of that. Boom. And also what I'm gonna do is start to mince my cilantro. So what I like to do with the cilantro, I first just, my cooks like using the stems. I don't, that's just preference. All of the flavor is in the leaves. And this is a fact. I didn't know that cilantro seeds were coriander. Anybody else know that? I'm the first, I was a week ago years old. So with cilantro, I'd like fold it in half or maybe fold it in thirds or ball it up. And what I'm gonna do is slice that and move that in case you can't see. And I'm gonna do is mince that. Simple as that. So I got about if I had to put a measurement on this is probably like a half a cup to 3/4 of a cup. Not sure if it's a full cup yet. I'm gonna just toss it again. Once the cauliflower starts to get a little brown, it's going down. So, like I laugh at all my own jokes. So the cauliflower, once it starts to brown a little bit, it's gonna be good to go. This is something really quick and easy. Okay, I'm gonna flip my salmon one more time because the other side is probably. Oh, look at that color! Can y'all see that? It's perfect, golden brown. Right, that's what I wanted to look like. So the side that had the skin on it, I just want to get that brown, just because I want to get it nice. Oh my God. My God, can y'all smell that?
That was amazing.
Can y'all
For
smell
those
that?
at home, they're laughing along with you, but I wish we had smell-o-vision already.
Man, please. We got everything else. We got TikTok. Can we get smell-o-vision? Huh?
You know, we should create a playlist maybe for next time.
Yes.
Music ambiance.
Yes. Yes. I'm down for that. But hey, first time we learn everything. All right, so what I'm gonna do is I encourage you always to taste your food. Once the cauliflower is tender, it's good. Oh man. You ready?
Yes, sir.
So I'm gonna do is add all my cilantro, squeeze of my lime. This is lemon. Cut the heat off. Bam. That's it. And I'm gonna just toss this in the heat. The cauliflower or the flavor from the cilantro is gonna kind of wilt into the cauliflower, and this is simple. This is it.
Oh my gosh.
How easy that was.
It's
Bang.
So if you have
Check that.
lime at home, you replace the lemon that he just did with the lime.
Yes, use lime. But you know what? We're gonna try it. Because ancestors told me that it will work. I gotta make sure. Yeah, anybody?
Yeah.
Anybody?
Yeah. Hold it up here. Okay, I'll stand over here.
Oh man.
So good. It's hot.
Let me tell you, the lemon works. But if it was lime in there, oh my God, it'd be that much better.
The cilantro is so robust and flavorful, and the lemon plays so well. I usually make this in replacement of rice at home, but you did well with this.
Yes.
Thank you.
My pleasure. All right, so once you got your salmon nice and browned up, looking like it just got off vacation, you cut it off. Get a separate pan, which I forgot to get. I'm gonna get one in a second. Un momento. All right. So my new members to Funky Fresh Nation, please tell me where you guys at. I want to know where we at so far. I know I might have been moving fast. I'm gonna just stop right here for a second, and we're gonna check in with our people to see where are we. Are you still cutting the cauliflower? Are you still trying to figure out my my fitness background? What are you doing?
Vanessa Armstrong says she's flipping the salmon now.
Vanessa Armstrong. Vanessa, she come get the Tuscan salmon, I think.
Mm-hmm.
So she.
Jacqueline Hiley says that they have the salmon done. The cauliflower's almost there.
Okay.
And Kate says she's drinking wine.
So, actually, you know what? I'm looking at this. Actually, this is fine. But I'm gonna do a little cheat. I'm gonna do a little cheat code. So my salmon is nice and thick, right? This one is kind of thick. The middle isn't completely done. So there's either two things you could do. And I'm gonna go option two. Number one is, like, if you could see this, you see like it's a little pink on the inside. Not to worry, because once you get salmon to 145, it's safe to eat. What I'm gonna do is the salmon, once I make the sauce, the salmon is gonna cook in the sauce. It's gonna finish off. Or if you're one of the people who needs your stuff fully cooked, you could throw it in the oven for, excuse me, by the way, I just burped. Throw it in the oven for 2 to 3 minutes at 400 degrees. Be fine. So I'm gonna just move this to the side. And this is the most important part of the whole show, okay? Because technically, once you learn how to make the sauce, you could use anything. You could use lobster. You could use shrimp. You could use portobello mushrooms. You could use chicken. You could use broccoli. You could use whatever you want in the Tuscan sauce. But this is it, okay? So I got my garlic cloves. Some of the garlic cloves is mixed with cauliflower right now, but that's okay. I'm gonna turn this on about a medium heat too. All right, medium heat. And I don't want to clean this pan out. I want to use the juices from the protein. I'm gonna add a little bit more, not much, because it's a decent amount in there. I'm gonna add maybe the whole. I'm gonna just use the whole onion because I like onions. Okay, I know there's a lot of onion haters out there, but it's okay. I'm using all the onion. So I got my garlic, I got my onion. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna cook that. I'm gonna brown it up. I want to get the onions married to the garlic, married to the olive oil, married to the salmon juice, and we finna have a party, right? So all I'm doing is simply mixing the garlic, onion, and oil and salmon mixture together. All right, I want to get it a little brown. Okay, just sauteing it up. Uh-oh, just spilled something. Hopefully there was nothing in there, and it wasn't. Yes. Okay, so I'm just mixing that up. Does anybody need me to slow down? Anybody need me to speed up? That'd be funny if everybody's like ahead of me, like, hey, come on. So just gonna like saute for 2 minutes. So what normally you might think, sometimes people might add salt right here, right? But remember, the salt in the veggie broth, it's salt in the Parmesan cheese. Oh, forgot about the Parmesan. Oh my God. It's on the recipe guide though. I just forgot about it just now, okay? But hopefully, if you read the ingredient list, it says Parmesan cheese. I just forgot to get it. Heavy cream too. Oh my God. Sorry, dairy. All my dairy family is just literally chilling in the fridge. So I'm gonna just go and run and grab that real quick. If you got any questions, now's a good time to ask. Yes.
Carrie says, thank you. Looks like a nice healthy meal. She'll be making it later. So she's just tuning in and following you.
Pretty cool. I'm like in the back of our fridge, like deep in the back. All right, I'm getting closer. All right, Brandon, I'm sorry. I could and I couldn't hear you. Now, what'd you ask?
So Terry from Facebook, all the way from Cleveland.
Hey, Terry.
Hey. She said that she's following along, but she'll definitely make it later. It looks like a good healthy meal.
Yes, thank you. It is. It's really easy. Will this re-record it for people to rewatch?
Absolutely.
Yes.
We'll be able to stream it on Milwaukee Public Library's YouTube channel.
Oh, nice. All right, so my onions, the sun is really doing a number on me. It's coming in and out, but that just means it's shining good. So I got my onions and my garlic. They're just about browning up now. So now I'm gonna add about a cup and a half of my sun-dried tomatoes. These are literally dry sun-dried tomatoes. They don't sell these like that at the store like at the local grocery store, but for whatever reason, at Restaurant Depot, they only sell it like this. So if if you went to any traditional grocery store, more than likely you got the sun-dried tomatoes that comes in the oil. So I would recommend maybe draining a little of the oil out, just because we don't want too much oil. We got oil. We don't need any unnecessary oil, and more than likely, no shade to food manufacturers, but they use like the least expensive oil, which is probably like soybean oil or something that good for you, unless it's in olive oil. All right, so I got my onions, garlic, and now my sun-dried tomatoes are starting to mix. This is an interesting fact. If you just take a sun-dried tomato and eat it, it's real gummy, right? It almost like stick to your teeth. It's not really appeasing. But once you cook it here, it becomes nice and tender, and you're like, oh, wow, they're really tasty. So I'm just literally stirring this the whole time. Oh, this is real life time.
Ooh, that smells so good.
So I got it at a medium temperature. Thank you. Once this, now, only time you would add more oil if the pan starts to dry up. If you start to see like any smoke, olive oil has a low boiling or smoke point, so it doesn't take much to get smoke or burnt out. So what that means is if you see a little smoke, just add a little oil. I'm gonna cook this for like another 60 seconds. I'm gonna grab a ladle real quickly, and I'm gonna wash my hands again. I swear I grabbed the ladle. I got my ladle. I feel like I grabbed the ladle already. Maybe I did. Maybe I didn't. All right. So what I'm going to do is add a little oil. Start to see a little smoke here. Guys, let me know where you at. Let me know. Are you at this point? I would like to see some pictures too. Please. Whenever you guys got your finished product, tag Funky Fresh, tag Milwaukee Public Library. And let's see what you got. So just move this a little bit closer to our little close-up. As you can see, the sun-dried tomatoes are starting to get a little soft. Now this should be really tender. Much easier to chew. So I still got that medium temp going. I'm actually gonna put this up because this is ready. I'm gonna reheat it and plate it. Just making a little space right now. I don't know. I was talking about cleaning up as I go, but I literally done the opposite of that. So I got my sun-dried tomato. I'm gonna actually move it. I don't know if this will help me moving it here, but I'm gonna do it because this is the star of the show. All right. So, like I said, I would use like 2.5. This is an 8-ounce ladle. So if you can see my broth, I use the store-bought like what do you call it, concentrate, but I always like add my own flavor to it. So I added some cilantro, I added some garlic cloves to it. Let's give it a little bit more flavor. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna bring this broth to a boil. Whoa. You hear that bubbling? So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put, I said 2.5 cups. That's probably what, this is an 8-ounce ladle again. So how many cups in an ounce? How many ounces in, whatever.
8 ounces in a cup.
Boom, that's right. So 2.5, yes. Something paid off, y'all. So I'm gonna just move that so you can see. Ooh, I'm pretty much putting enough veggie broth to just cover the sun-dried tomato. That's it. Just enough veggie. Oh, this is a bad angle. I might have to do some adjustments. So what I'm gonna do is bring this to a boil. I'm gonna reduce it. So I'm gonna reduce the sun-dried tomato. The sun-dried tomato mix until you only see sun-dried tomato, and then I'm gonna add good old heavy whipping cream. You probably need like a pint. This is a quart. How many pints in a quart?
You got it.
Okay, I don't know either. Okay, I was just trying to put Raina to the test, and we both failed. But we gonna figure it out one day. All right, so
2 pints in a quart. There you go.
2 pints. You knew that, right? You knew that. All right, so what I'm doing is I'm adjusting. This is real time, y'all. So I'm cooking on this butane skillet, and what's happening is it's kind of leaning to one side. But if you're a millennial, you might not have heard of a TV show called MacGyver, but he pretty much had an answer to everything. And I want to be like MacGyver. And guess what? I got the answer. Just figured it out. Boom. All right. Actually, boom. All right. So I'm going to just cook this. I'm going to reduce the broth. And now the sun-dried tomato. Oh, it's sliding? Jesus. I'm not MacGyver. Maybe I'm pinky in the brain. All right. We're going to just deal with it. We're going to deal with the angles. Angles are only good for selfies anyway. All right. So, we got a good shot back here. Is good? All right. Good. So pretty much I'm cooking this until most of the broth is going away. Right now, it's a decent number. And what you could do is you could turn up the heat on the broth to kind of just quickly reduce it. And once it reduces, I'm not getting rid of all of the juices. I'm just getting rid of probably like 75% of it. So what's going to happen is the sun-dried tomato is going to absorb most of the juice. I'm going to add it in there. And this part also is, how do you like your sauce? Do you like it thick? Do you like it thin? I like it a little in between. I like it a little thick and thin. So I'm gonna keep cooking it, reducing it. And then once I feel like most of it, or maybe 75% of it is gone, I'm gonna add the 2 cups of, actually it's a pint. It's 1 pint of, how many cups in a pint? How many cups in a pint? Anybody? 4? 2? Anybody? How about this? I'm putting y'all on the spot right now. First person to say how many cups in a pint gets a pack of spring rolls. Just simple like that. Simple. The first person in the comments to write how many cups in a pint gets a pack.
Vanessa Armstrong.
Vanessa, you guessed it. Look at, Y'all probably dropped everything in the kitchen, ran to your lap. So Vanessa Armstrong, you know where we at. Come get your pack of Funky Fresh goodness this week. Let me make a note because my crew is going to be like, who? What? I'll do it later. Vanessa Armstrong, or just inbox me, Vanessa Armstrong, Funky Fresh, Instagram, or on our Facebook or something. All right, so I'm going to turn this up a little higher. So I want to just cook it. As you can see, it's starting to reduce. It's probably, let me see if I label it. It's probably getting close. Once you start to see a lot more bubbles, you're getting really close. If you don't see any bubbles, do not add it. You don't want to add it prematurely. This is going to take forever to thicken. Okay? Mine is about right there. I'm going to just call it. All right. So mine is about 75% or close. The sun-dried tomato has absorbed most of it, and I'm just going to eyeball it from there. Boom. I'm going to eyeball it.
About 2 cups, 16 ounces.
Something like that. Something. Pint, 2 cups.
It feels right.
It feels good. So what I'm going to do right now is, so what should have happened is you should be able to hear that the bubbles the pan is cooled down. So what I'm going to do is I'm just stirring in the sun-dried tomatoes juices, sun-dried tomato mixture with the heavy cream, okay? You should start to form like a pink liquid, pinkish, reddish, orange. What colors do red and white make? Pink? Is that pink? So pink, maybe. If it's too light, like if you don't see any red, that means you added way too much. If it's too red, you got to add a little bit more. All right, so what I'm doing right now is I'm just stirring it up, and pretty soon, don't want to spill that. Pretty soon it's going to be thick. We're like almost done. If I had to we're probably like 79% done. We're almost at the finish line. Okay, so all we're doing is just stirring it up, and you're going to start to see bubbles nice and form. So one thing I enjoy is talking about my lessons and losses and mistakes, because mistakes build character. So I tried to make this healthier and say, hey, let's use half and half. No, don't ever use half and half with this. I tried to do a vegan option, and I used like a almond milk creamer. Nope, that don't work either. But what does work is coconut milk. You can use the same recipe, add coconut milk, like the canned coconut milk, and it actually reduces kind of similar. So once you start to see the bubbles really puff up, we're gonna cut down the temperature. We're gonna reduce the heat. So it's gonna be on like close to low. So once this starts bubbling, close to low, and I can smell it. So remember I said use all your senses. I can smell it. This is gonna be fire. So all I'm doing is just stirring it. And how can you guys see the inside of the pot? Can you guys see? So this is one of my tricks. Whenever I like to use I'm using a silicone spatula, or if you're using like a wooden spatula, I would highly recommend don't use, and I should have maybe said this in the beginning, sorry, but don't use metal on metal, if you didn't know. If you got like a skillet, non-stick skillet, don't use a metal spoon. I don't like honestly, I don't like using stainless for anything. Oh, it's actually, this sauce will go good in like a stainless pot or aluminum pot, but I just use a non-stick. So anywho, when I'm pressing when I'm moving the sauce around, you should start to see the middle of the pan. If you see the middle of the pan, that means it's starting to thicken up at the right time, or it's pretty close to being done actually. All right, so we got this Parmesan cheese here, and the recipe says 2 cups, right? Does it say that? You don't know? I don't know either. I would say this: taste the sauce right now. Okay, taste the sauce, and If it tastes like it needs some Parmesan, add some Parmesan. I'm gonna taste it. Oh my God, this is.
For 2 cups of grated Parmesan cheese.
You might not need a full 2 cups, okay? You might need this. I'm gonna tell you this. I get so mad at myself when stuff tastes so good. You know why? Because I'm an overeater. I would eat this whole thing and not think twice about it. So I would say cut the heat down a little bit. I'm gonna add about a half cup. I don't need much. It got so much flavor in it. You don't need much. Depending on how much you make, it could be 2 cups. It could be less. This is about a half cup, maybe 3/4 cup. I'm just using this to thicken it. Oh, my heat's off.
You also mentioned before to watch your sodium, so put a little bit and try it as you go.
Yes. So I think what happened, why mine tastes so darn delicious, is I used a different veggie broth, and this brand was a little bit more expensive, but everything isn't created equally. So I'm gonna mix that in there. I'm gonna cut the heat off. Heat is off for now. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna add my spinach. I'm gonna just listen to the ancestors for the spinach. I'm gonna just wilt the spinach in the Tuscan sauce. All right, so the heat is off right now. But what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna just make some space because we still got our friends to put back in there. Okay? Oh, Jesus, that didn't happen, did it? Hey, I'm okay. So I got my salmon. I'm gonna just put this back in the, oh, Jesus, don't fall. Don't fall on TV. Don't fall on Facebook Live, okay? They will not let you hear end of it. They're going to see you in Pick and Save and throw salmon at you. All right. So I'm trying to make this work, y'all. I'm using the silicone spatula. I should have used tongs. Anywho, now what I'm going to do is just kind of fold this nice, hot, delicious Tuscan sauce all over my salmon. I'm going to cut it on low temp. My salmon was about 80% done. I just want to cook it a little bit more. I just want to let the sauces marinate. You can't even see it. It's just looks like a big casserole right now, but just know it's amazing deliciousness. And this is like literally, we're like 99% there. All we is 99% there.
That looks amazing. Do we want to do maybe another trivia while we're letting that cook?
Yes. So, what is the name of the fitness business I started back when I decided to quit my career as a sheet metal worker? What's the name of the fitness business? Anybody? Does anybody care? Anybody remember? Anybody? Terry from Cleveland, do you remember? Do you care, Terry? No one. Anybody?
There's a bit of a delay.
All right.
You got to import their responses from Facebook too.
I'm gonna give you a clue. If you just Google Trueman and fitness in your Facebook browser, it might pop up. More than likely, it will.
So there is a delay between Facebook and transporting to Zoom. And just so you know, Carmen Upchurch did guess too for the last question.
For the two?
Yeah.
Okay. Good job, Carmen.
I'm not sure if you want to count that.
No, I won't. Sorry.
No.
But we love you.
We still love you.
So if we don't get it, I'm gonna give you like 10 more seconds. We're gonna ask another question. Cause I was talking really fast. I ain't gonna lie, I was kind of nervous. Why? I don't know. I'm not a shy guy. I'm just full transparency. I'm a human being, right? It's weird being a human because I'm a human. You don't think so? But I'm a human.
With that energy, I was starting to question, who are you
Nope.
really?
I'm an actual human. I was born.
You came from a woman.
I came from a black woman too. Just my 20, all of that. Okay, boom. Circle of life. Okay, if you didn't get the reference, shame on you. Okay. So my salmon is done. What age did I start cooking? Anybody? Was you listening? This is for a packet of funky fresh spring rolls, okay? Mine would be for a pack of gold. What age did I start cooking? Anybody?
Jacqueline says 6.
Jacqueline, I love you. What's
Boom, boom, boom,
Bow, 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 bow,
There
bow.
you go, Jacqueline.
Jacqueline, you get a pack of funky fresh deliciousness. Let me see what we got. Let me see what you get to choose from. These are some of our plant-based options, okay? This is buffalo cauliflower. Boom. Oh, we got vegan chorizo. Boom. What else we got? Oh, pie in the sky. We got apple pie. This is plant-based. We use coconut milk for the, I don't make it, okay? I don't know what's in it, actually.
Jacqueline asked, what's your favorite flavor?
Jacqueline, do you have any kids? You have more than one kid? Which one of your kids is your favorite kid, Jacqueline? Huh? That's how I feel when you ask me that question. And my favorite kid, by the way, is the brunch roll. So, the brunch roll is my favorite, Jacqueline. All right. Guess what, y'all? So, let me just be full disclosure. I just started plant-based. Actually, I'm going to plate it real quick. I want to plate it so you guys can see the actual presentation of this.
Jacqueline says she only has one kid, and it's the one that's cooking with her tonight. Got him. Oh, no, she does have 2 kids, but I guess she does have a favorite. Sorry.
Jacqueline, you're a savage. That's all right. I love you. All right. So I just started a plant-based lifestyle, but I'm going to taste this because this is looking really good. Ooh, just put a little extra of that sauce on there. No, I won't. I'm going to be strong, maybe.
You're going to be strong, get extra helping. I saw that extra scoop of sauce.
I'm going to get, I have to taste it. I have to tell you what it tastes. This is for you, okay? This isn't for me. I'm tasting it for you. All right? I just want to make sure I'm feeding you good stuff.
Makes you want to stop, huh? Like we're at church.
If I had to rate this 0 to 10, it's definitely a 47. Easily. Anybody? Can anybody vouch for me and rate this plant-based?
I can vouch though, because all your food is good. You know,
Boom.
can we have somebody come up and try it?
Yes, come on. Come on up. Yes, we got somebody from the camera crew. Clap it up for the camera crew of Milwaukee Public. She's coming live on the Truman Show via Milwaukee Public Market. Uh-oh, here we go. Hi, can you tell the people your name?
My name is Cynthia.
This is Cynthia, and where do you reside?
Menominee Falls.
Cynthia from Menominee Falls. Give it up for her. All right, so we got a piece of the. I gotta get a little piece of spinach in there too. Cynthia from Menominee Falls. I want you to tell me, and if it's not good, I will sit in that freezer for 30 minutes. How it is? Okay, please. Yo, Cynthia is not paid, y'all. She is not paid by Funky Fresh. Boom. Easy as Sunday morning. Ain't that good?
Yes.
It's like the flavors hit right here yet. They hit like, that's it, y'all. This is simple. This is something you could know what's great about this meal too? This meal has a great reheat on it. It's simply in the microwave, even though microwaves ain't the best for you. But something simple, you could make this for your meal prep. You can make this ahead of time, and it holds really well.
Can you freeze it?
I've never, have I frozen it? Actually, I have. I have froze it, but I don't know a good reheat. If I had to guess off the top of my head, I would let it like thaw, and then maybe put it like in the oven on like a a pan or something like that on a low temperature to reheat, because that cheese, if you cook too high, it might burn. Questions?
Yes. So Vanessa says, great job, camera crew. She loves her guys. Put it out. Carmen Upchurch from Facebook says she's coming on Friday for 2 orders of that, Tuscan.
Yes, come through.
Jasmine was cooking along with you, and she said this was a great event. The sauce is so delicious.
Sauce is so good.
And Ann says, can't wait to try this recipe.
Yes, yes. So, in closing, I think the mission of this series is to, cook with your family, have conversations around food, try different stuff, meet different people, and food connects us in so many ways. The reason why we're here is because food. So, one of my newer mottos I'm trying to establish for myself is use food, don't abuse food. Right? Food can be an advocate for us, or it could be our destruction. I am 100% guilty of using food or abusing food, of stress eating. And it's tough. It's easy. It's acceptable, but let's be smart. Let's be mindful. Let's use fresh ingredients. Hey, if you don't feel like cooking, let's shop local, cook local. Let's try different stuff, and let's just enjoy life and with good food, family, and friends.
Yes, yes, yes. Thank you again to our dear friend, Trueman McGee. This looks amazing.
Yes.
You guys tune in for our next virtual cooking class with Caitlin Cullen from
My girl.
Fandom.
Caitlin.
Yes, our girl, okay? So her next cooking class will be on Monday, July 12th, and registration for her virtual cooking class will open on Friday, June 25th. Friday,
Right.
June 25th. People didn't know this was coming. Truman sold out in less than 72 hours.
What?
On the dot, ready to register, because the first 25 people will be our VIP guests. And again, congratulations to the 2 winners today that get complimentary free. You can select out of the 26 varieties a package of Funky Fresh Spring Rolls. Again, thank you to our celebrity chef, Trueman McGee. I'm Raina Andrews from the Healthy Food Movement. Chief Food Curator for the Cargill Community Kitchen as a part of the Milwaukee Public Library. Thank you all and have a wonderful evening. Goodbye.